You're way down there.
It's the 10th.
It's the far south side.
Fire south side. Just outside of Long.
Good evening, folks. It's 6 o'clock, and I'll call the 18th regular Common Council meeting to order. Will the clerk state the quote of the evening?
Wishing you peace and joy this holiday season and throughout the coming year.
Thank you. Will the clerk call the roll?
Alderperson Bellinger.
Here.
Alderperson Decker.
Here.
Alderperson Feldy.
Here.
Alderperson Heidemann.
Here.
Alderperson Lefebvre.
Here.
Alderperson Mitchell.
Excused.
Alderperson Perella.
Here.
Alderperson Peterson.
Excused.
Alderperson Ramey.
Here.
Alderperson Rust.
Excused.
There are 7 present.
Thank you. If folks could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Alder Decker, is there a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting?
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve the minutes from the 17th regular council meeting held on December 2nd, 2024.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor of approval of the minutes, state aye.
Aye.
Any objections? Minutes are approved. Next, mayoral appointments. City Attorney.
The mayor hereby submits the following appointments for your confirmation to be considered for appointment to the Business Improvement District Board of Directors for the 2025-2026 term. Paul Rudnick, Eileen Simmons, Stephanie Rancone, Delane Reichert, Liz Kelsch, Dakota Groff, Lynn Potian, Derek Mink, Brian Doudna, Deidre Martinez.
All right, those will lay over. City Clerk, anyone for public forum?
There is no one speaking.
All right, just 2 announcements on my end. On item 32 on the agenda today, we'll be discussing the city purchasing some land on the former Aurora site. I know we'll have more conversations later on in the agenda. Last week, myself, City Administrator, and Alder Bellinger had a Zoom meeting with the neighborhood as well as leaders from that neighborhood as well to talk about the future of that site. And the city's been very committed in making sure that we can build affordable single-family homes that fit the nature of that neighborhood. And through this process, this is one of those steps that will help us thread that needle to see that through. So just a little remark on that item, which we'll talk later. Otherwise, just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays in the next coming days here ahead. I'll transition to our presentation. For some remarks, we have our friends from Sheboygan Christian School who are working on an expansion project. So just as a footnote for Alder staff and those watching, this presentation, the city is not expending any money. We're not bonding for any money. We are just a conduit to help our local schools grow and expand in our area. With that, I'll turn it over.
Thank you, and thank you for your time, everybody. Yes, as the mayor mentioned, what we are coming here to seek is approval for our public financing authority. It's a bond process, so our school is looking at various finance options. One of them is a bond, and so to do that, we need approval from this Common Council in order to qualify and be able to take these bonds to market. As the mayor mentioned, there is no financial obligation that would be passed on to the city or no liens in that matter. It is more of a, dare I say, tax revenue that needs to be taken care of within our ability to qualify for these bonds. In short, what was explained to me as we looked into this is you're helping validate that we are a nonprofit. Obviously, there's a lot of other things that help us validate that, but then it makes us available for non-taxable bonds that we would sell. I think there was a presentation just again to show you what this would go to. And keep in mind, all of this has been approved approved by, our building permits have all been approved as well. So this project is underway. We're just at the point of now wrapping up our finance options, and like I said, this is one that our group is considering. So as you see here, this is what the new back of the building will look like. This is a expansive project for our K through 12. For those of you that don't know, we are a 126-year-old organization. It's one of the oldest organizations within Sheboygan County, and we are expanding our K through 12 campus. We've gone through, this is our third project in 4 or 5 years, but you see here is going to be the new back of our updated high school wing, as we can see considerable growth in our elementary that is now passing up to the high school. If you go to the next one, this is our updated, we call it our MPR, multi-purpose room. Being a smaller private school, we have to take advantage of every space we have, so everything is used for not just eating, it's also a classroom. We do a lot within that area as well, so that's why we call it our MPR. But this is part of that financing bond, or part of the financing that the bond would pay for. The next slide, again, gives you another picture of that. You can kind of just keep going on the next one. This is our Blessed Bean. This is our business that we run. So this is more of a business lab that also runs out of there. So our high school students take economics and business classes, and within this they learn to run and operate a business, which is what they'll update. Right now they have a makeshift coffee shop that they run out of that is quite successful, and if you're ever on the south side, feel free to stop by for some coffee. The next slide also will show you what we're very excited about is it's improving our orchestra and music program, which is vastly growing, so we need more space for that. So we have a full orchestra well, not full, I shouldn't say, it's not 40 people, but we have an orchestra that can perform at our middle school level as well as our high school. So we're very excited to give them a space. Currently they all share a very non-friendly acoustic space, so our music teachers are very much looking forward to that. And then the next one, I don't know how many more I have in this, I apologize. This is just a look at the stairs. And if you want to go to the next one as well, you can see a new science room as well, just giving you a projection of what all these rooms will look like. And again, lovely canned pictures. None of our students look like that, but Abacus thinks they do. Okay, so all of this, again, is continuation of a project that we had started, right? Again, for those of you that might not know the history, our two schools came together. We decided to build on our property over on the south side and have continued to grow on it. So this helps us take it to the next level and continue to serve multiple families within Sheboygan County, and hopefully well over 600 students as we complete this project. So I'm sure this is new to many of you, so I'm happy to take any questions on the bond financing, should there be any.
Questions? Otherwise, this is item 35 on our agenda. All right. I just have one quick question. Do you have a construction firm lined up to help with the project?
We do, yeah, good question. Yeah, so we're using all local. So Schmidt is our our contractor, and we are using all local contractors as well. So this is a big lift, hopefully, for the economic area in Sheboygan.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll proceed to the hearing. Next, we have a hearing, item 8, number 112425, pursuant to notice published by the city clerk. This hearing is to allow interested parties to be heard concerning the approval of the proposed insured by Public Finance Authority and its educational revenue bonds, Series 2025, to facilitate the financing of the project. This is an aggregate maximum stated principal for the amount of $16.5 million. The bonds may be issued in one or more series or insured as parts of the plan to finance. Is anyone wishing to be heard on this item? Anyone wishing to be heard? Last call. Anyone wishing to be heard? Seeing none, Alder Decker, is there a motion to close the hearing?
Thank you, Mayor. I move to close the hearing.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor of closing the hearing, state aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, the hearing is closed. Next, consent agenda, items 10 through 21. Alder Decker.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to receive and file all ROs, receive all RCs, and adopt all resolutions and ordinances.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on any of the items on the consent agenda? Alder Crum.
Yes, item 20.
the roof for the library, the amount, it looks like the quote that they will go for is the one 750. How much of that is ARPA and how much is library funds? Is the library funds what is mentioned in the document, or is all ARPA funds that will cover for the roof?
Finance Director?
Sure. The cost is split 50-50 between the city and the library. ARPA is being utilized for a portion of that for the city's half, but another $84,375 is coming from the Capital Improvement Fund.
So 50-50, the 50% from the city includes ARPA funds?
That is correct. And the library has also been setting aside funds for multiple years for their half.
Right. Okay, thank you.
All right, seeing no more cues, this is a roll call vote for the consent agenda.
Alderperson Feldy?
I vote aye.
There are 7 ayes.
Thank you. Those items are approved. Next, report of officers, RO number 942425 by the Board of Water Commissioners stating its awareness that a declaration of official intent has been completed by authorized City of Sheboygan officials for the WDNR Safe Drinking Water Loan, estimated at $3.2 million for financial assistance in form of a loan made by the SDWLP to the municipality. Alder Decker.
I move to accept and file.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That's approved. Item 23 will be referred to the Finance meeting, or Finance and Personnel Committee. Resolutions. Resolution number 136-2425 by Alderpersons Mitchell and Perella, amending the residential recycling fee and garbage collection for fee services provided by the city. Alder Perella.
I make a motion to suspend the rules.
Any objections? Seeing none, please proceed with your motion.
I make a motion to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Under discussion, Alder Bellinger.
Could I get a reason why we're suspending the rules for this, please?
City Administrator.
Yes, this was presented back in September, October, when we did the first initial budget presentation as part of a recommendation for a fiscal plan of reducing the amount of property tax and shifting it back to the fees because the costs have increased, but the fees have not kept up. So we proposed doing this over a number of years, so it would be $1 per month increase for 4 to 5 years to get the cost back to where it was supposed to be years ago. So that was subsequently put into the budget. It was approved, and it was just an oversight that we didn't have a separate resolution for council to approve the fee. Now we need to have that fee approved prior to the bills going out in the first quarter of next year. So we want to get this done so those fees can properly be added.
Okay. Thank you.
Any further discussion on this item? Alder Perella.
So just refresh my memory, when was the last time that we increased the fees?
Finance Director.
I believe it was 2014 for one of them, and there was a slight increase or continuation of the fee in 2019 were the resolutions I could find.
For both?
Correct.
So 2019?
Well, it was a continuation of the fees in 2019 because they were originally set to, there was a resolution to sunset them at one point, and then 2019 continued the fees. But I believe the last actual increase was earlier than that.
Okay, thank you.
Alder Heidemann.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Okay, we're raising the fee. It never went to committee. We're suspending the rules. I guess I want somewhat of a better explanation on what the expenses are. What, are we losing money picking up garbage? Or, it's kind of hard for me to support something that never went to committee, so I never got an understanding on where the expenses were.
Finance Director.
Thank you, Alderman Heidemann. I will say that this went to committee of the whole during the budget presentation, and I can get specific numbers to what the losses are in the garbage and recycling fees, but that was included on one of the slides that I could definitely pull up if you'd like the exact numbers, but it was losing hundreds of thousands of dollars without an increase of fees.
All right, well, thank you.
All right, any other discussion? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Alderperson Feldy.
Barb?
Sorry, I vote aye.
There are 7 ayes.
That's approved. Next, 25, resolution number 142-2425 by Alderpersons Decker and Ramey, amending the marina and river slips fees schedule. Alder Decker.
I ask to suspend the rules.
Is there any objection? Proceed with your motion.
I move to adopt the resolution.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Alder Bellinger.
Could I get an explanation why we're suspending the rules for this as well, please?
Mr. Marina Director Borminski.
Sure, Alder Bellinger. So these are, we actually had it set for the last one, but we didn't, or I didn't add it to the actual schedule. So it would be the additional 500 for the river slips for boats that are taking up the entire well. So it was on the previous one, but it was my mistake because I did not add it to the actual fee schedule. So that is my fault.
Okay. I appreciate the accountability. Thank you. And I support this, so thanks.
Other discussion? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Alderperson Feldy.
I vote aye.
There are 7 ayes.
That's approved. 26, resolution number 139-2425 by Alderpersons Mitchell and Prilla, consenting the assignment and assumption of ground lease for parcels adjacent to property currently owned by Nemshoff, contingent upon sale of the property to Assess Real Estate Company. Alder Perella.
I make a motion to suspend the rules.
Any objections? Seeing none, please proceed with your motion.
I make a motion to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Alder Bellinger, under discussion.
Could I get an explanation for this one, why we're suspending the rules?
City Administrator.
Yes, this one is something we've been working on. There was a buyer of the old Nemshoff property that was closed down by the Department of Public Works right on the river there. The city subsequently transferred the ground lease for the parking lots down there over to the prospective buyer, and at the last minute, that deal fell apart. Another local company is looking at purchasing this building, and this is obviously a key component of their ability to purchase it, to making sure that the parking lots are there for their use for their business. So the time sensitivity of getting this approved so that they can continue working through the other aspects of their purchase.
And it needs to close at the end of the month.
That's their goal, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Alder Perella.
So just, I was a little confused. This is just basically to transfer the lease from the current owner to the next one, correct?
So, correct me if I'm wrong, Chuck. We did transfer it to the prospective buyer, and this basically takes it back to Nemshoff and then transfers it from Nemshoff to the new prospective buyer.
That's correct.
So the city will not be leasing anymore to the new owner?
No, we will be.
Oh, we will be?
Yeah,
okay.
We're just taking it from the prospective buyer that backed out of the transaction. So we're rescinding that, and then we're transferring it to the new group that is buying it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, seeing no more cues, this is a roll call vote.
Alderperson Feldy.
I vote aye.
There are 7 ayes.
All right, that's approved. Items 27 through 31 will be referred to their respective committees. Next, reports of committees. Item 32, RC number 176-2425 by the Finance and Personnel Committee, to whom was referred direct referral resolution number 135-2425 by Alders Mitchell and Prella, authorizing the purchase of the property known as 2629 North 7th from Aurora Healthcare Center. Alder Prella.
I make a motion, I recommend adopting the resolution.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Under discussion. Alder Bellinger.
This is the memorial site. I am the alderman in that area and a neighbor to this site, and it's been kind of an ongoing thing for a number of years. And I just want to commend the city administrator and Marie as well for their diligence in working through this. There's been some ups and downs going through this. I've been kept in the loop at each step through this, and I greatly appreciate that. As well as I would like to recognize officials at Aurora, Eric, the CEO, and Carrie Wimmer, who I've dealt with on numerous occasions, and they've always been very responsive to any of my requests and the neighborhood's requests as well. So I greatly appreciate that, and I thank them for their past service and being in the hospital. They were a wonderful neighbor, and I look forward to this next phase. So I just wanted to make those notes. Thank you.
Thank you for those comments. Any other discussion? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Alderperson Feldy. Alderperson Feldy.
I vote aye.
There are 7 ayes.
That's approved. Next, 33, RC number 183-2425 by the Finance and Personnel Committee, to whom was referred resolution number 129-2425 by Alders Mitchell and Prella, authorizing an amendment for the 2024 budget for the future purchase of hardware and software by the IT Department for Cybersecurity upgrades. Alder Prella.
Make a motion to recommend adopt the resolution.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on this item? Alder Bellinger.
Can I get a clarification on, what this is being spent on? Is this for services in hardware that we've already incurred as a result of what has transpired? Or is this to protect us in the future for things that we need to upgrade as a result of everything that was discovered during this incident?
Director Greenwood, you want to take that?
This would be costs moving forward to increase our security posture. It would not involve any of the costs as it relates to a response to what occurred. Those costs would be part of our insurance.
Okay, thank you. And will we get at some point in time a debriefing of the timeline, why this happened, what happened, the extent of it, all the costs associated with it, and, actions moving forward, what we're doing? I think there's been a great deal of interest within the public on this issue as well, and I certainly understand the sensitivity and, with it, but there is a great deal of interest, and I think it would, once everything is settled and we're back to a normal situation, I guess I would like to see that.
City Administrator?
Yep, absolutely, and we are all in the very same spot. We would love to be in a position to do that, but unfortunately, the investigation is still continuing and ongoing. We now have another cybersecurity partner that we're working with to go through another portion of the network, and and what was kind of found online, things like that. So we're working through all of that now. So once that is complete, then absolutely. I know Director Greenwood is working on what he's found and documenting everything with the intent of making sure that we come back and have that conversation, because I think that's something that's very important for council to understand how it happened, why it happened, and what we've done to correct it. So we fully intend to, and I understand there's a lot of frustration, and we're frustrated. It's just a very long process, and it's a number of different things are hampering our ability to quickly get back up.
Well, thank you for that. And I want to, again, commend Director Greenwood as well and his staff in the countless hours, overtime, weekends, time away from the family, in dealing with this issue. It hasn't gone unnoticed, so I greatly appreciate everything you've done on behalf of the city and your staff, so thank you.
Alder LaFave?
Yes, I just wanted to understand that these purchases were recommended by the entity that we're using to investigate this entire thing, and things that we can improve our security, correct?
The firm that we're using moving forward is separate from the firm that is doing the investigation. They likely will be involved with making recommendations towards security, but not exclusively.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, seeing no more cues, this is a roll call vote.
Alderperson Feldy?
I vote aye.
There are 7 ayes.
That's approved. Item 34, RC number 184-2425 by the Finance and Personnel Committee, to whom was referred Resolution 130-2425 by Alders Mitchell and Prella, adopting the revised City of Sheboygan compensation program for non-represented employees. Alder Prella.
I make a motion to recommend to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Alderperson Feldy?
Aye.
There are 7 ayes.
That's approved. 35, RC number 186-2425 by the Finance and Personnel Committee, to whom was referred Resolution number 132-2425 by Alders Mitchell and Prella, approving up to $16.5 million of Public Finance Authority Education Revenue Bonds, Series 2025, for purposes of Section 147F of the Internal Revenue Code 1986, as amended. Alder Prella.
I make a motion to recommend to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion on this item. Alder Prella?
Yes, I just want to thank the Sheboygan Christian School representatives for the presentation. It was much appreciated.
Thank you. Alder Bellinger.
I would like to share those sentiments. Thank you for coming here and presenting, and thank you for the work that you do. You provide a valuable service to the community, and I support the building, and it's nice to see that you're seeing some growth, so thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Seeing no more, this is a roll call vote.
Alderperson Feldy?
Aye.
There are 7 ayes.
That's approved. Next, 36, RC number 187-2425 by the Public Works Committee, to whom was referred Direct Referral Resolution 133-2425 by Alders Decker and Ramey, authorizing the appropriate city officials to enter into a contract with Visu Sewer for sewer lining at various locations within the city. Alder Decker.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to receive the RC and adopt the resolution.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion on this one. Alder Prella.
So I'm just curious about the how often do we do it? Do we do that on a schedule, the lining? Do we do it on annual schedule? I mean, how do we work on it? And also,
All right, City Engineer.
have we budgeted this?
So pretty much every year we do some sewer lining, whether it's contracted with the street projects or separate from street projects. And there is sanitary sewer replacement funds that pay for a portion of this.
So we may have done it and it didn't come through the Common Council in the past. If it was ordinary lining of the sewer lines.
Yeah, I think this is the first year in a few years where it's a dedicated project. Every other project has been with the street projects.
Right, okay, thank you.
All right, seeing no more cues, this is a roll call vote.
Alderperson Feldy.
Aye.
There are 7 ayes.
That's approved. 37, RC number 191-2425 by the Licensing, Hearing, and Public Safety Committee, to whom was referred Charter Ordinance number 12425 to authorize primary elections whenever 3 or more candidates file nominations papers for an elective city office. Alder LaFave.
Move to approve adopting the ordinance.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on this item? All right, seeing no discussion, this is a roll call vote.
Alderperson Feldy.
I vote nay.
There are 6 ayes and 1 nay.
All right, that is approved. Item 38 will be referred to the Public Works Committee. Item 39 will lay over. We've exhausted the agenda. Alder Decker, what is your privilege?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
All right, we're adjourned at 6:31. Good night, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.